Hi, Judd here. It's the next day and I'm exhausted. We've got a couple problems here, one of which is I am exhausted. Second problem is when I fit this board in here that I've so beautifully cut to fit, unfortunately this end of it has a big gap there. So I'm going to have to fill that with Bondo. This is going to be a little tricky because I'm going to be putting window putty in at the 2x4, glue at certain surfaces, and now Bondo. And as you know, the Bondo has a timing thing with it. So we're going to do, to start with, I'm going to do the various fills with the window putty and the linseed. Like if you look at the back of this board, you can see there's a lot of cracks in it. Actually, this is the top of it. If you look at the bottom of it, there's cracks in it too. So before I mount it, I want to fill those. So I've got the linseed oil, so I'm going to use the linseed oil and window putty to fill those. It's my linseed oil and the window glazing. And, fill some of these cracks between the Bondo and the wood here, and a couple of over here. Anyway, you get the idea. That's what I'm doing. That's the condition I'm in, and good luck. We'll see what happens. Oh yeah, the upshot is that today is a beautiful day and tomorrow's going to rain, so I sort of got to get this done today regardless. So that's the catch. There's always a catch, you know. Okay, time to get to it. Got my window putty here, got my linseed oil, and actually we're just going to throw a little bit of this in here. Create a little pool up top of thinned window putty. Good. So a little bit thin so we can get into these cracks. Good. Now, there's actually no rush on this stuff. This stuff dries over a period of days. Now, if you've been paying attention, you know what else I gotta do. I gotta do here and here. Let's see how much more workable this is with the linseed oil in it. A little bit of linseed. This is like cakey, dry, hard to work with. This has got a little bit of sticky, self-adhesive quality, more of a putty type texture. And it does help it stick better. I should have wiped that with linseed oil first. Now this is all going to get squeezed out, so I don't have to get fussy here. I just got to make sure it's there. And there's a slice in the corner, so I got to make sure there's something in that corner to pick up on. Boom. Okay. This is going to be tricky because I can get the Bondo and the glue at the same time. Okay, got it. Got a plan. I did find a video on how to mix this properly, and it gave much better directions than the official directions. It said for a 3-inch dab, a 3-inch diameter circle, half an inch thick, to just make a diagonal line 3 millimeters wide with the hardener. So I'm thinking that probably applies to any diameter if you go in there at half an inch thick or so. And I assume by half an inch thick he was guessing at how thick this stuff stays when you just let it sit there. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a narrow, got a bird, narrow beam here, about that. And you don't stir it like a cake, because that'll get all air in it. You don't want air in it. It looks like a pretty good mix. So now, glue up this end. Not glue it, just glue in my biscuits. Okay, good. And some Bondo on the edge here, and here. There we go. Okay, I made it. Close enough. Yucky! So I made it in time, and we'll let that set. And oh, what a trip and a half this is. Oh, I can smear my window putty in there. That's enough for the moment. I'm going to go clean up. couple of 2.5-inch screws to go into there. I got a gap under here. And comes down quite tight enough on this end. Okay. I have to get a clamp on this. Things didn't come out quite as nicely under here as I'd hoped. Got a lot of Bondo squeezed out, so that's a good thing. But I've got this big gap here because this stuff didn't squeeze out as readily as one might hope for, and ended up creating a big hump there. But it's secure. It's just not correct. Okay, time to work on, work on this one. Again, we're going to need some putty under here because this is a little thin compared to this. Putty along that edge, putty along that edge, putty along that edge. No, glue along that edge. That needs to be a glued edge. This is a puttied edge. And back in here we gotta get putty too, where it's meeting the other board. At least there's no Bondo this time. Come on. Good. Okay, there we go. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. There you go. There you are, baby. Get in there. Alright. Yeah, you can see I got a little gap showing there. Just want to give this thing the best chance I can. Oh. So there you go, another day on the porch with solid railings. And tomorrow the next time I work, which may or may not be tomorrow, I'll sand up all this and finish filling any little tiny cracks with the window putty and then paint it. And then I can go on to the siding of this, which is all I wanted to do in the first place. Happy day to you. Mm.